Oh shit! I gotta tell you guys something. I think the mosque is like a number one spot for real, for real, for real, for real. Okay, I don't know much about like the sermon was good. It was decent. It was good, right? It's just like a sermon. It's like do good deeds. Um. Oh, you know what was really good about it? I'll tell you guys something was really good about it. Do good deeds, and when you do something good for somebody, don't always like bring it up. You know, and I know it says that in Surah Baqarah if you do something good for somebody, don't bring it up. You ruin it for yourself. And that's what the Quran says. Don't cancel out your good deeds by reminding somebody when you're doing good deeds. That's true. And you know, the one thing that I really like about this mosque, I really enjoyed it. I was volunteering. So what I was doing is I was volunteering to collect donations for people in Gaza and in Lebanon. So I was just kind of enjoying it. Like I wasn't really sitting there for the sermon or anything. I was just sitting there and just collecting money and talking to people, you know, doing that whole thing. And it was good. It was great. But I'll tell you something. Maybe it's because I was around other volunteers. Maybe it was because these people are like religious and they believe in God. But I just felt like there was another level of purity here. I'm sure that you could find that other level in like in churches or in synagogues or in temples or whatever. Like I'm sure you can find it, but I happen to find it here. Then what you do is you go inside and there's a place where you can pray and you can connect with God, and it's very simple. Something that I like about it. Maybe next time, like if I actually figured out how to use TikTok, I'll like go in there and like make like videos about how it looks. But it's nice. It's really just like a carpet. It's just carpet. It's empty, and you can go there and you can pray. You put your face to the ground, and it's a nice like time to stop. And you know the Muslims, they have this thing where they stop to pray 5 times a day. Now, if you can imagine that there's a lot of things that are going on in the world, you know, in your world, in your specific world. I'm not talking about the news world. I'm not talking about the external environments. I'm literally just talking about your own environment. Like there's a bunch of things that are happening in your own environment. You've got to work. You got, you know, your friends. Maybe you got a wife and you got to make sure that she's good. Maybe you got kids. You got to make sure they're good. And maybe you got parents. You got to make sure they're good. And you got bills and payments, and there's just a lot of things going up. And what we do as humans is we distract ourselves. We go on the TikToks or we go on the Instagrams or something like that. And this is called what I would call a dis-ease, because you're out of ease, of disassociation. And this is why like this neurotransmitters of dopamine are hitting. I don't want to nerd out to you. The point is, sorry, got off topic. The point of this whole thing is that, you know, they pray, and before you start praying, the first thing you say is Allahu Akbar, right? So you put your hands, it's fascinating, right? You put your hands, I'll show you guys. Can I balance this? I'll show you guys. So what you do is you go like this, right? They go Allahu Akbar, and then you go Allahu Akbar, and you put your hands over it. Okay, so what is Allahu Akbar? What does that mean? What it means is God is the greatest. You're literally covering your ears. You have the whole world out, and then you're taking a moment, you're covering your ears, and you're saying, God is greater than all of this. God is the greatest. That's really what you're saying. What you're doing is, essentially, is you're taking a moment in time, and you're disconnecting from the tribulations of this dunya that we live in this place with the bills and the things and this and that. And you're taking a moment to just connect. Now, here's been my analysis of Islam so far. Even if none of this is true, it is all absolutely true. And that's the part that's kind of tripping me out. Because we know, and I know, that meditation really can help with your mental health. It helps with your mental health. It even helps with digestion. Like there's something called heart rate variability breathing, which is like this. It's like, okay, what does that do? If you look at the science of what that does, is it actually helps your body. It puts your body into this thing. I'm gonna get a little bit nerdy. It's called the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, the parasympathetic nervous system. What that is literally just your body chilling. Like it's relaxing your body. Okay. Now it's hard to get into the parasympathetic nervous system when you're in like fight or flight mode, when you're freaking out. But by breathing, by resetting your breath, I hope you did it with me. And by resetting your breath, you're calming yourself down. You're being in the moment. So what you're doing when you're praying really is your hands are over your ears. Your hands are over your ears. And then you're going, God is greater than all of this. And what I noticed is that your breath calms down, especially when you're in when you're kind of like bent over, or you're at the thing where your hands are like your head's to the ground. But when you're standing up, so you do this, you go Allahu Akbar, and then you put your hands like this and kind of like probably just keep your hands like not moving. And the first thing that they read is Surah Fatiha. So, and I got this hat. It's a cool hat. But anyways, I'm going to read Surah Fatiha and like kind of put this whole thing. You do the first thing they read. So like, for example, they have like the early afternoon prayer. It's called Dhuhr prayer. And in the Dhuhr prayer, you say the Allahu Akbar part, which is God is the greatest. And then you go and you say, and then they say this, but they say it in Arabic, but I'm going to read in English. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. All praises for God, Lord of the worlds, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those who you are displeased with, or those who are astray. Okay, can we dive into this for a second? So firstly, in the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. So you're speaking in the name of God. It's a different level. And I know this because if you just sit at night and you talk to God, you're not seeing the things you're doing when you're talking to people. The devil's never there in your conversations with God. Excuse me. So in the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. So firstly, you're calling upon the epitome, the ultimate source of compassion and the ultimate source of mercy. And you're saying, I praise that. Now we know that we become the things that we praise. Look at what you're praising, and then look at what you're becoming, and you can see the evidence inside your own behavior. Lord of the worlds, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Master of the day of judgment. So this is a reminder of the day of judgment. Now the idea, simple idea, the day of judgment is a place where you are going to be judged for the things that you've done. You are going to be accountable for your own actions. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. We don't ask anybody else for help. We only ask God for help. Because who else can help you? If God is the source and the source of all strength and all compassion and all mercy and all everything, why would you ask anything else for help? Guide us along the straight path. So, not a crooked path. Guide us along the straight path. So this is an implication that there is a straight path. Mind you, this is being said 4 times in the afternoon. So 2 times in the morning, 4 times in the afternoon, 4 times in like the late afternoon, 3 times in the evening, and then 4 times at night minimum. You're always asking to be like on the straight path. Makes sense, because the path gets crooked out here. And then 7, the path of those who have blessed. So if you're on the straight path, you're on a blessed path. Not the ones who you were displeased with or astray. So this is an indicator or a supposition or a presumption that there is a straight path. And I'll tell you, from being in the mosque and just seeing how these people behave, seeing like how kind and humble and calming, I don't know what it was, maybe it's just in my head, but calming the environment was. The people were kind, the people were nice. Yeah, man, it was great. It was a great day. And I'm thankful for it. I don't know how many days I have left, and nobody really is sure. I don't mean that as a way like I'm dying. Hopefully I live for a long time, but yeah, I don't know how much time I have left, You don't know. Every breath is a gift. And every experience is a gift. So the fact that I was able to be a part of this and like be part of a volunteer service and just even be able to like pray to God amongst these people, and it really doesn't matter. I don't believe like it matters what religion you are, like Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Hindu, whatever. I think everybody believes that we come from one God, and then now the idea, like some religions, they kind of break it down at different understandings so they can believe it, but the reality is that most people believe that we come from one source. So I'm glad I was able to do this. It's fun, and I would recommend to people go check out like the local mosques if you can just kind of hang out there and have some space, man, some space to breathe. I hope this video made sense. I feel like I was saying a lot of random stuff. Love you guys. Goodbye.